Get out of my personal space.
You cannot be recording.
Get out of my personal space. Don't touch my... If you touch my stuff or me, we're going to have a problem. You understand me? I will defend myself. I'll defend myself if you touch me.
That's fine.
You understand me? I'm going to warn you right now. You touch me. If you touch me, I'm going to change the way you brush your teeth. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, right?
I understand.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Touch me, see what happens.
Okay.
All right, punk? Don't touch me. Don't touch my stuff either. That's an extension of myself.
You keep pushing towards my
hand. It's called assault.
You keep pushing.
I'm going up and down, brother. You're in front of me. You came to me.
Today's video takes us to Kissimmee, Florida, where we're going to listen to baby girl Zach rant and rave about the new HALO law that just went into effect in Florida. Now, if you people don't know what the HALO law is, then stay tuned because you'll find out. For now, let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy!
You're not as free as you thought you were. Thanks, Ron DeSantis, for making us more, well, into a communist state. We've already been a police state, but man, it's gotten so much worse. So what this is about, it's about this 25-foot rule that Ron DeSantis signed in 2024, which went into effect January 1st, 2025, just a few short days ago, and it's called the HALO law, or the HALO bubble. For law enforcement or first responders. So basically what that means is if you as a law-abiding citizen want to exercise your First Amendment right to record the police for, transparency and accountability purposes, you're not going to be able to do that if the officer is having a bad day. Say he doesn't want you to look at him because, he doesn't support the First Amendment.
As Frauditors always do, Zach hasn't told us the complete story, but good thing I'm here. Dr. Dave will tell you the complete story. Yeah, you can record all you want. You can record firefighters, EMS, police. You just have to stay 25 feet away. Now, what happens if you don't stay 25 feet away? Well, that's what Zach didn't tell us. And here you have it. You'll be charged with a second-degree misdemeanor. Oh, Zach, I see some misdemeanors in your future, sonny boy, because you can't stay 25 feet away, can you, sweet thing?
By the way, not just the First Amendment, but you have Smith v. Cumming, which is case law out of the 11th Circuit, which basically says, almost exactly verbatim, you have a right to observe your government in the course of their official duties, period. And anyone who wants to rail against it should be considered an enemy of the state, of the United States. Ron DeSantis, we already know he's a big fat sellout. He's not a conservative. In my opinion, he's controlled opposition. I think that's been known by a lot of conservatives for a while now. Think of this as sort of like an open letter to Ron DeSantis. He needs to come out and address this. This is all being done in the name of safety and security, of course, communism and fascism.
Here's the case law that Zach just quoted. Yeah, Looney Lana quotes it a lot too. Yep, Smith v. Cumming. All right, hey, nobody said that you couldn't record the police. All we're saying is you need to stay 25 feet away from them when you do it. Yeah, now because he can't do that, he wants to resort to what the media always talks about. Yeah, calling people communists and fascists. What's the next thing he's going to say? That DeSantis is a Nazi? Well, that can't be far behind. And then, what's the final card? The final card is the race card. Oh, dearie me.
All this kind of stuff has been going on all throughout history. Is always done in the name of safety and security. We're doing what's in your best self-interest, and don't you dare question us, because questioning the government is so un-American, right? That's sarcasm, by the way. So Ron DeSantis, somebody I used to support. I voted for him in the past. I'll never vote for this guy again. He has signed into effect this communist rule that basically says you cannot observe your government in the course of their official duties. And if you're within 25 feet of a first responder or, like, say, police officer, and they say, hey, stand back. If you don't get back 25 feet, I can arrest you. And that's punishable up to 60 days in jail or a $500 fine. It's just it's going to be abused.
Well, now, baby girl Zach, I don't think the law is going to be abused, but we would like to see you in the back seat of a police car a few more times. Keep in mind, too, if this were a communist state, as you claim, you wouldn't even be able to post this on the internet. No, those censors would have came to your house already, and you'd be in jail. I think all these frauditors need to spend time in a true communist state like maybe China. Forget North Korea, because Americans can't travel to North Korea. But Americans can travel to China, and maybe you'll find out you're full of, well, you know what.
By law enforcement. They're already abusing their qualified immunity. Now, this extra halo bubble that they're going to have, they're going to now tack on what we call another catch-all charge, like resisting arrest without violence. That's a typical catch-all charge. So is disorderly conduct. Those usually go hand in hand, like if you're being trespassed from a public building as an auditor. So I'm a First Amendment auditor, or a First Amendment activist, you could say. And so what I do is I exercise my First Amendment rights in public. And if you can believe it, I've actually been arrested like so many other First Amendment activists and patriots in this country. They get arrested every day for exercising their rights, going into publicly accessible areas and public buildings such as, DMVs, city halls, jails, and so on, like the public lobbies, areas that are open to the general public that we pay for with our tax dollars. And we're getting arrested and convicted all throughout the United States, but Florida has really been cracking down on this, and they're trying to double down on making an example out of people like you and me.
Well, I'm just all broken up about that, Zach. I got to tell you. You remember when you came on my live stream and I put this up and you said, oh, all those mugshots don't mean anything. I don't have any convictions. Oh, now you got a conviction. Yeah, that mugshot on the far left, that's your first conviction in a long line. We hope that'll never end. You're just a criminal now. Yeah, you're a criminal, Zach. How your mom and dad feel about that after they sent you to school? They sent you to college, boy.
Actually care about our rights enough to exercise them, to keep them active in this country, because we're losing our rights, seems like, more and more every day. And people like Ron DeSantis, enemies of the United States, want to punish you for exercising your rights because they simply don't like what you're doing, because you're promoting too much transparency. Of course, they're not going to say that. They'll never come out and say that, at least publicly. But what they're going to say is, oh, officer safety. Cute. Do we really want a bunch of, I don't know how else to say it, a bunch of pussies on the task force? Is that what we want, Ron DeSantis? We want a bunch of pussies out there that are too scared to do what they made a conscious decision to do? I mean, aren't they heroes, after all? Which one's more important, officer safety or citizen safety? I really want to know. I want you to give us that answer on national TV or on live television. Just tell us, hey, the answer to the question, which one's more important, officer safety or citizen safety? I hope your answer is citizen safety, because officer safety, if they're more concerned about their safety than our safety, then they took the wrong job. No one forced them to take that job. So why did they take the job if it's all about their safety, not ours, right?
What I find most ironic about frauditors is they all hate cops. Yet the same cops that they hate would put their life on the line to come out and offer help if they needed it. You don't realize that, do you, baby girl Zach? No, baby girl Zach's a narcissistic sociopath, and he always will be.
Halo law, honoring and listening to our officers. That's cute. I don't know about you, but I don't want law enforcement that's too scared of their own shadow present when my life's in danger and I need someone else to come to my rescue for whatever reason or scenario that might be. I do not want somebody who can't grow a pair to show up and be responsible for keeping me safe. But it's not even about that. Police officers are under no obligation to keep you physically safe. What they're supposed to protect, first and foremost, is our constitutional rights. And the fact that we're creating laws now every year that seem to be an affront and a contradiction to our United States Constitution really is sickening. It's absolutely pathetic. It's disgusting. I think that this does the exact opposite of making our task force look like heroes. I think it makes them look like the opposite of a badass. And I really I would not want to be a law enforcement officer with this out there. I would not be. If I were in support of this as a law enforcement officer, I would feel like a big fat pussy.
Newsflash, baby girl, we don't want you to be a police officer either, because we don't want a big fat pussy out there on the street like you. Yeah, because what are you going to do? Oh, that's right, you're going to uphold the criminals' rights no matter how wrong they are, because that's the kind of guy you are, Zach. Yeah, why don't you just move to another state? The poor state of Florida doesn't deserve you. Why don't you move to California? I'm sorry, good people of California, but that's where Zach belongs.
I seriously hope that Ron DeSantis watches this video, and I hope he can address this and really explain how in the world officer safety comes before citizen safety. Which one's more important? And I want to know if he's going to drop this before it really gets starts getting abused, because it doesn't explain anywhere in there like who has to approach who, talking about law enforcement or United States citizen. Like, what if the officer decides to approach the citizen and the citizen didn't move, and now the officer says, oh, you're within 25 feet. I'm going to arrest you because I told you to move back and you didn't. Like, come on, man. That's going to be abused. Doesn't even seem like our government's even hiding anymore. They're not even hiding the fact that they're trying to take away transparency from we the people. I mean, just look at what's happening as of recently, New Jersey and all across the United States with these drones, all this drone activity, and orbs, which the government hasn't even acknowledged at this point. They've only acknowledged the whole drone activity, which is separate from the orbs, seemingly. You know, you have these orbs that people are calling UFOs or plasmoids, and then you have like the drones that they look like commercial car size, truck size drones, and the government saying, oh, don't worry about that. We don't know what they are exactly. We have no idea what they are, but hey, it's not a threat though. How do you know that something's not a threat if you don't even know what it is? So our government seems to be becoming less and less transparent. And, you know, you got all the bootlickers that are just like, oh, the government said it, so it has to be this. It can't be that.
Well, just to be perfectly clear here, Zach boy, I'm not a bootlicker, but I am for law and order, and I do obey the police. And that doesn't make me a bootlicker. It makes you a bloody idiot, though, to call me one. And I tell you what, that's enough of this nonsense. We gotta end this because I'm getting a bloody headache. And remember, nobody said you couldn't record the police. They just said stay 25 feet away. But you go closer than 25 feet and see what happens. Oh, baby girl Zach, you sweet thing, you sure got a pretty mouth too, boy. Well, not to worry, good people. If you enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe, because when it comes to Frauditors on YouTube, there's no end to the stupidity. These yahoos will do anything they have to for clicks and views on their pitiful channels, because they can't find a real job, isn't that right? That's right. Please check out my other channels, including Dr. Dave, Debunker of Frauditors, and Sovsits. And if you need more stupid people to look at, my main channel has over 6,000 video uploads for your viewing pleasures. Zach, I want to know why you can't find a real job. You have a college degree. You have an education. Find a job, boy. You're in Florida. Cheers to that.
What's his name? What's his name? I want his name. Hey, don't leave because you're detained, bro. What do you think about your service here today, ma'am?
You know what? If you're gonna be such a jerk...
He was being disorderly. He's being disorderly. And we're not breaking the law. We shouldn't have a problem here, right? Racist. Oh, that's a hate crime. You're being disorderly. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Lower your voice. You're getting aggressive now. If we're in public property, you have to have a crime in order to trespass us.
Sir, take your hands out of your pocket.
I'm asking for a law.
We don't know what the heck you're going to do right now.
Sir, we're not doing anything wrong.
What's the Third Amendment?
Let me go talk to him.
Yeah, nobody knows the damn Third Amendment.
This guy's being disorderly, but it's okay because he's a cop.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
But you can citate them.
Yeah.
Are they going to be cited for disorderly conduct? In America, the land of the free, where we choose to do what we want as long as we don't break the law, who the hell do you think you are?
Fucking man, dude.
I'm not doing anything to you.
Bitch ass punk.
I'm not doing anything to you.
Bitch ass white shoe.
I'm not doing anything on you.
Freedom of speech, he never said fighting words.
Those are fighting words.
How is that fighting words? If you feel like fighting, it's your problem. He's not doing anything wrong. I can guarantee you, sir, I can take a video of myself farting and thousands will see it.
Dude, you're in my space. Get away from me.
Call the police, would you please?
Just know that we are the bosses, bro. We are. You're not. You have a gun? Yeah. It's your Second Amendment. Guess what? I have a camera. We're going to speak to the mayor about this. By the way, sir, you're in Auditing America with over 100 million views on the internet. I don't have to discuss my day with you. Who are you? Can you briefly, in one sentence, tell us what the Third Amendment is? You don't point your finger at people. We weren't harassing anyone. Oh, you assaulted me.
I did so many.
You assaulted me. She assaulted me.
Come on, we're on camera. We're on camera. Smack me, okay?
Who's talking about violence?
Come on, man.
Who's talking about violence?
Get out of my face.
Hey.
Get out of my face.
Hey.
Get out of my face.
I'm not backing up. No, you asked me.
You're
I'm
causing a
not.
disturbance.
If you touch her, you're gonna go to jail.
I'm not touching her.
Get back up.
I don't want to touch either
Back
one
up.
of you.
Oh, the shit show at the post office. You should be crying about that line that you're making. My God.
Why are you crying about cameras?
I have an anxiety problem.
What's your name?
I don't answer questions. And that is why, my friends, Mr. America does what he does. And then you become a tyrant.
And we can nicely refuse.
I'm a tyrant. Who are you?
Who are you?
You're sitting here
Who are
recording
you?
people without their permission.
I'm a camera guy, and I'm in a public place. What's your problem, bro? I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss.
If I take their massive face, then what we can call you?
What you gonna? I bet you don't have the balls to do that. We have authorization.
I don't want to be on your camera.
Well, maybe being in a public
How
place is
about
not the
common
place.
courtesy?
Now it's your turn to walk away.
I can walk away whenever I really.
Walk away now.
Am I being detained?
No, that's why I just told you.
Okay,
walk
I'm
away.
free to
That's
leave.
the opposite of detainment.
Oh, okay, I'm free to leave.
So go ahead. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm free to stay too. Listen, bro, slow your roll.
You have an appointment.
I'm not talking to you. What the Third Amendment is, and I'll be on my way. You don't have to tell me verbatim. You can just tell me briefly what's the Third Amendment about. Why'd you do that?
We asked you multiple times.
Okay, but why did you do that? I don't need to speak with you, sir.
Who you need to speak with?
Get away from me.
I'm not doing anything. You're too close, bro.
Never break the law. I know my boundaries. I know where I'm at. I'm not interfering with anybody. I don't need you guys to explain to me how to behave myself. Take this one more personal because I've been in there and I know exactly what you guys do. I know exactly how you guys treat the inmates. Don't touch me. Don't you ever touch me again. All right? Keep your hands to yourself. Why are you touching me, bro? You are a Nazi, sir. And we can get you fired. You know that?
Traveling, we can ask you to leave.
You don't. You can ask, but I can nicely refuse if I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Hey, man, but you have a gun and I want you to stay away from me. Before you enter those doors, all of you stick your tongue in your asses. You touch me. You touch me. Why you put your hands on me? Why you put your hands on me though? You hit me. You can't go anywhere. Look at this guy is following me. Leave me alone. She hit me. She hit me. It's on video. She hit me, and now she's detained by the police. I have freedom of speech. You don't tell me what to do. Who do you think you are? Let's stay right here. No, you can't. You're escaping. Yeah, you're helping a criminal. That's a crime too. You were all up in my face. Why don't you get in my face again, stupid? I'm sick of you.
I don't think there's a crime that's been committed.
You haven't made an investigation.
Okay, well, did he assault you?
What are you going to arrest me for? Trespassing? What's the crime? You need a crime. You need a crime to trespass somebody in a public place. What's the crime?
Sir, I tried to explain.
What's the crime?
Clearly, you just want to argue.
Well, no, of course I want to argue. I've been violated right now.
First one.
You're required to know
What's the
this.
first one?
I'm asking you.
What's the first one?
I'm asking you, sir.
What's the first one?
You tell me.
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you, sir.
Okay.
You don't give us orders. What don't you understand about that?